I think all men are born with a masculine desire to conquer Earth. And I think you're only going to be happy if you're conquering.
You are never going to be loved by a woman. Ever, ever.
You common people, I don't want to talk to you anymore. You get to that point.
And I believe that's all about building your character. It's not even about the money. It's about being the best version of yourself.
I did a video about NFTs as well. That was hilarious. There are people who spent $5 million on a JPEG, bro. On a JPEG. People were trying to get me to invest in NFTs. And I said, no, I'm morally against. So you'll make money. I don't want to make money that way. I want to make money with hardship and struggle. I'm going to run my university. I'm going to have morning meetings with my professors. I'm going to hold them accountable for teaching the students how to make millions of dollars. I'm going to have the war room. We're going to do events. It's going to be hard. I'm going to manage everyone. And we're going to put together this huge network of people who are genuinely benefiting. I do not want to make money from buying a JPEG for $1 and selling it for $2. I don't give a shit about that. I refuse. People were saying to me, yo, but you don't understand. It's not just a JPEG, bro. It's on the blockchain, bro. And you can see on Etherscan who owns it. Sorry, bro. You are never going to be loved by a woman. Ever, ever. Never will she look at you with desire. She'll look at you and go, I guess I kind of have to. It's been a few months. He does pay the rent. That's the best you can hope for with your internet coins. And this is from someone who's made money with crypto. I have never sat.
Doesn't this view contradict what you say about making money and being the alpha male and being the guy with the possession?
Well, absolutely. I think that, in fact, I don't think it contradicts. In fact, I think it complements perfectly, because when you work hard to be the best version of yourself so you can protect and provide for the people you care about, you're pleasing God. And you do that so that you can wake up and show him the beauty of his own creation. I can be the best version of me. I can make the people around me have the best possible lives. I'm not going to sit and be lazy or not try. And I believe that's all about building your character. It's not even about the money. It's about being the best version of yourself. If all the money in the world was taken from me, that's fine, because I'm still been a person who's worked very hard, been very diligent, who's very intelligent, who can make it all back. And I've also enjoyed this journey of life, which has brought me here with the good and the bad. And I think the greatest sin a man can commit in the world today is being a fraction of what he could be. I think that's the biggest sin you can commit in the face of your creator.
But was there ever anything like that for you? Like something when you were young, you're like, man, I'm going to prove to the world. Like what started that fire inside early on? Or did it kind of just develop through time and get hotter and hotter?
Well, I think everybody has a fire inside of them, but it's pacified. It's deliberately extinguished by society because one, the matrix wants you docile, which is the first thing. And second thing is people live lives of comfort. A lot of people, I think all men are born with a masculine desire to conquer Earth. And I think you're only going to be happy if you're conquering. But if you're living a semi-comfortable life and your mother is nice to you and you're not under any pressure and the matrix is telling you it's fine to just be average, well, then you're going to be sitting there being average. I was never comforted. I was never given an easy life. I never had anyone in my life who was saying, don't worry, Andrew, it's okay to just be this guy. I was told the opposite all the time. I don't know if the fire inside of me is any bigger than it is inside of every other man.
I'll also argue, I'm in a fortunate situation because 99% of men who was hit like I was hit couldn't have done what I've done. And I'll tell you why. Firstly, there's the mental aspect. Every man thinks he's tough till it's going on. Two, when you have the BBC attacking you, attacking your mother, attacking your family, attacking the mothers of your children, when your kids are getting kicked out of school, when reporters are following your old mother around, when they've closed all your bank accounts down, when they're trying their very best to call all your ex-girlfriends and build up cases that don't exist, when they're printing lies about you, when you know you can go to jail at any moment for nothing. That's a lot of mental stress. Most people, I'd argue, couldn't deal with that mental stress. Next, financially. Most people have a job and your job is gone and you're broke. If you have your own business, you can't get customers or clients. Most people. I'm in a very fortunate financial situation where my finances are hard to touch and very difficult to damage. In fact, they've been trying for a very long time to take down my schools, the war room. That's not even my main money. My main money is other things that I don't even know about. I can't be damaged. I'm actually in the NBA. I'm an NBA player. Never broke again. So because of that, I'm also fortunate. And I'm a very good speaker with a very large platform. And they've tried to cancel me and ban me, which they've done. Normally that makes someone go away. I don't go away. They've tried and I don't go away. I'm on other platforms so I can speak. If I was a normal person and I got hit with that garbage, I wouldn't be bigger than Jesus Christ. I'd be destroyed. I'd have no money. I'd have no job. I'd be able to get no customers. I'd have no social media. I wouldn't be able to tell my version of the truth. And they'd be printing lies about me endlessly. And add all that on top of the other mental pressure, I'd be suicidal. And they wouldn't care. They think it was funny. 99% of men who, if they've gone through what I've gone through, would be a mess. So I pulled it off. It's true. But I speak to all the men out there at home telling you, you have no consent. Because if it happens to the average man, he's done. He is done. It happens to footballers. They're famous and they lose their contracts. They lose everything. It's crazy. There's no such thing as sexual consent in the West for a man anymore.
You know, I catch myself doing this. A lot of the things I talk about in the world and how I view things. And I'd really be interested in your input on this, because I came from absolutely nothing and now I have a little bit of money. And I occasionally catch myself being elitist. I catch myself being elitist. Like if I meet somebody who I went to school with and we grew up in the same area and we've had the same amount of minutes of life, and I managed to be monumentally successful and they can't pay their bills because they were too busy smoking weed, I don't feel sorry for them very much. I'm actually like, well, you're an idiot. You could have found a way out. You could have tried harder. There's always a way. You didn't try hard enough. And if you extrapolate that out, I'm somebody who was only poor 10 years ago. Imagine you're born into a banking dynasty. Imagine you're born into a lineage of people who have always been rich. Imagine how you're going to view the common man. They think we're cockroaches. They don't care about us. They have no concern for us on any level because they believe they're completely different. They're in a different class. They don't believe in nation states because they're globalists. They're above us in every way. They print the thing that we all slave around and run around for, money. So of course they have no concern for us. So when they get a politician in power and they get him to pass laws that are to our detriment, it doesn't cross their mind that that's not what they should do. For the same reason, I'll make a law or I'll make a decision in my house that will be detriment to the ants outside. I don't care. It's my house and it's their world. And this is the reality of it. And I don't know, I'm very interested how that ties into your story with the mob and getting big and getting rich and getting famous. Did you ever get to a point where you're just like, you know what, you common people, I don't want to talk to you anymore?
You get to that point.
And I think that every man at home watching this, if they don't have the things they want in life, should feel a degree of resentment towards themselves or disappointment, understanding that they have the same desire and drive that I have. They just allowed themselves to be psyoped out of it. They've allowed the Matrix or whoever to convince them it's okay to not be the man they could be. And I never allowed anybody to do that to me. I've had a lot of people try. I've had girlfriends say, Andrew, you're rich enough, and why are you going to jail, and why all this stress? Why can't we just relax, just be quiet? Just, you know, and my mom has said it, women usually, because they protect, that's how a woman will protect you, right? A man will die beside you. A woman can only protect you by trying to convince you out of going to war in the first place. And I could sit here and listen to them and say, I've done enough and I'm rich enough and blah, 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 but then I wouldn't be me.
Absolutely.
You know, so, and I think that people fall for that trap early on in life. There's many stages of life. You can be 5 years old and your mother doesn't want you to go boxing because you might get hit, and the dad might be like, yeah, I guess. A lot of it is feminine energy. And then another huge part of it is the Matrix-led propaganda, because they don't like masculine imperatives because it defends the society, which they're trying to destroy. But I lived in a household where my father was in charge and my mother wasn't allowed to baby us, and we were always pushed to be the same way.